In the ancient city of Pella, during the formative years of early Christianity, there dwelt an elderly bishop named Marcellus. Known for his profound wisdom and compassionate heart, Marcellus shepherded his flock with the patience of a saint, often walking through the cobblestone streets to visit the sick and the poor, offering solace and aid where he could. One crisp autumn evening, as Marcellus was returning from his charitable rounds, his path was crossed by a young man, ragged and evidently distraught. The young man, who introduced himself as Elpidius, had traveled far, drawn by tales of Marcellus' wisdom and kindness. With a voice tinged with desperation, Elpidius sought counsel on a matter that weighed heavily on his soul. "I have come seeking understanding, Father," Elpidius began, his eyes laden with unspoken sorrow. "I am torn by anger and grief, and I struggle to forgive those who have wronged me deeply." Marcellus listened intently, inviting the young man to his modest dwelling where they could speak at length. By the light of a flickering oil lamp, Elpidius recounted his story. His family had suffered under the cruel whims of a local magistrate, his rights usurped, his heritage sullied. Despite his anger, Elpidius sought not vengeance but peace and the strength to forgive, a testament to his burgeoning faith. Marcellus, moved by the young man's plight, shared words from the sacred scriptures. "Forgiveness," he explained, "is not merely an act we are commanded to perform, but a gift we give to ourselves. It liberates us from the chains of bitterness and grants us the freedom to live fully in the light of Christ's love." Elpidius listened, the wisdom seeping deeply into his troubled heart. They talked until the stars blanketed the sky, discussing the lives of the apostles, the virtues of patience and humility, and the profound act of forgiveness. As dawn approached, a quiet resolve settled over Elpidius. He thanked Marcellus for the balm of his words and prepared to leave, but not before Marcellus offered him a small, wooden cross, a token of their encounter and a reminder of the path of forgiveness he endeavored to walk. Years passed, and the seasons changed as they always had. Marcellus continued his service, his days marked by acts of kindness and prayer, his story weaving through the lives of those he touched. One day, a letter arrived, sealed with the mark of a distant city. It was from Elpidius, now a leader in his own community, who wrote to share news of his journey. In his letter, Elpidius spoke of reconciliation and the peace that now graced his life. He wrote of how the teachings of Marcellus had guided him to mend the fractures within his family and his heart. The forgiveness he had learned to embrace had blossomed into a ministry of its own, healing others in his wake. Marcellus, his eyes misty with tears of joy, whispered a prayer of gratitude. Through the simple act of sharing his understanding and compassion, he had sparked a light in another, a light that now burned brightly elsewhere, spreading warmth and healing in its glow. As the sun set that evening, casting a golden light over Pella, Marcellus felt a deep, abiding peace. He realized that the true measure of his work was not in the grandeur of deeds seen by many, but in the quiet moments of truth shared between souls, moments that ripple outward, touching lives in ways the eye might never see, but the heart forever knows.